Hard Rock Cafe, Las Vegas. Victory is ours. Well, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Um, you know, I can't tell you how good I feel about this moment. This, if there's, if there's one of my best Christmas presents, this has to be it. We have lost to the Seahawks since the NFC Championship game, going all the way back to the NFC Championship game back in 2013, when we lost to the Seahawks. Well, that's all over with now. We have broken that streak. The Seahawks owned us for 10 straight games. 5 years, they beat us 10 straight games. But now, that streak is broken. And some streaks are just meant to be broken. I know that the Seahawks and their fans wanted to create this record, create a record against us. But you know what? It's not going to work. Um, my team, our us 49er fans, our team played inspired football today. And there was a lot behind that. Part of it, when the 49ers went into this game, they came into this game with a chip on their shoulder for a lot of reasons. There was, a couple of weeks ago, they played horrible against the Seattle Seahawks. They got blown out in that game. There was the Frank Clark, Richard Sherman exchange of words all week. There was, a couple of weeks ago, there was the shoe where Russell Wilson picked up Fred Warner's shoe and threw it. This week, Kyle Shanahan on the Murphy and Mac show talked about how he is sick and tired of hearing about how the Seahawks have dominated the 49ers the past 5 seasons. And I'm sure they brought that into the game with them. They used all these things as motivation, and they played a heck of a hard-fought game. Now, some of the Seahawk fans, or at least one of the Seahawk fans on my other video on my comment section, is claiming that we won the game because the officials helped us. And I'm hearing that all around YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Well, you know what? That's not all necessarily true. Because I was watching the later nightly news, or the local news here. I live in the Northwest, and they had interview with the Seahawks in the locker room, and they said themselves they made mistakes. They created penalties. I didn't hear them say, "Oh, it was the officials. It wasn't us." They owed up to it. Also, I was watching the Sunday night game between the Eagles and the Rams. At halftime, Dungy on the halftime show, he said that the Seahawks hurt themselves with all those penalties, and they need to show better discipline than that. Tony Dungy said that. So you can't go and say that it was all the officials. When the 49ers go up there and when we get victimized by penalties, and we do, you guys say there were right and fair penalties. But if it's the other way around, it's the reason, Now, one of the things I got to say about the game, though, I think what set the tempo for this game, and I believe it was I think it was Richie James on that kickoff return. Well, first the Seahawks scored, and they missed a extra point, and then I believe it was Richie James that returned the ball for a touchdown all the way. That right there set the tone for the game. And the reason, and it set the tone for the game because you know when one team scores and misses an extra point, and the other team returns a touchdown, because touchdown, right there and then the 49ers take the lead. Also, without that touchdown return, we probably would have lost the game. So that was big. That was big. That was probably, to me, that was the biggest play of the game. And Richie James should get the game ball for that. But I also want to give a game ball to the defense. Our defense played well. This is the best I've seen the defense play all year. I think our defense played really well played well against Denver last week. But I would say this defense played even better this week because they were going up against a better quarterback this time, in Russell Wilson. So so I got to give my hats off to to the 49er, to the defense. I got to give my hats off to Robert Saleh. Never thought I'd say that, but he deserved it. I think the team. I think that's another thing. I think the team was playing for was the defense was playing for him too. He's been getting a lot of bad flack lately. We won that game, and it feels good. There were moments I did get kind of nervous because usually this year when the Niners find themselves in these kind of games when it's close like this, they sometimes blow it, and they didn't blow it last week. They finished, but given the history between the 49ers and the Seahawks, there have been some of your victories in the past. You've beaten us in tight ball games, and I was a little bit nervous that this might be one of those kind of ball games. So, it was a good thing. I'm just glad it turned out the way it did. I think so. Yeah, it was a good victory for us, and and I just want to say to the Seahawk fans, look, I don't mean to get off topic here, but I don't hate Seahawk fans. Okay, I know that in my last video, I sounded like a trash talker, and stuff like that. I do like some of your I do like some of your fans because I know a couple of fans at my job who are Seahawk fans. I get along with them great. There's people in my family that are Seahawk fans. My sister is a Seahawk fan. So, I'm not. I don't. There's only certain Seahawk fans I don't like. There was a situation up in Seattle back in the 2002 season when Jeff Garcia was the quarterback of the 49ers, and it was a game they won up there. And I was waiting in the beer line, and some Seahawk fan was shouting and cussing in my ear, telling me to go home. We don't want you here. If you want to watch your 49ers, go and watch them in San Francisco. So that's, and you also have to understand that's why, our teams are in the same division. So of course I'm going to have those kind of feelings towards you, or towards the Seahawks. And I don't like your team, but I don't hate any of you. I respect you as people. So I just wanted to clear that up first. I don't like the Seahawks, and there's some Seahawks fans I don't like who are arrogant, but I do know that a lot of you are good people. But it was a good game. It was a good game. I kind of figured that the 49ers would come to play because they were, all those things that I said, all those, things on their shoulder and what was happening in the past and all that. I think they were coming to this game motivated by all those things, and plus Jed York's son, or excuse me, Jed York's brother passed away a week ago, so that was probably one of the motivation factors for them. But I really believe that kickoff return for a touchdown that set the tone for the whole entire day. Nick Mullins, I'll tell you something about Nick Mullins. I am so happy about Nick Mullins, and I'm so fortunate that we have him because now it's comforting to know that we have a quarterback behind Jimmy G. If Jimmy G goes down, we got a guy who's capable. I think, Nick Mullins isn't perfect in some of these games that he's played this year, but I would say that he's played a lot better than C.J. Beathard. I mean, C.J. Beathard has only got one career win, and has no victories this season. And you look at Nick Mullins and you look at Jimmy G, they got more victories than CJ does. So I just think Nick Mullins is our backup, and who knows if Jimmy G decides to retire one day, like way in the future or whatever, Nick Mullins will be our guy. But it feels good, I mean, going through the frustrations of losing to that team for so many years, and having that record against us and everything else. I just, and here's the thing, we're rebuilding. I hear some Seahawk fans say that we're a dumpster fire. I disagree with that. I respectfully disagree with that because, we have a young coaching staff, a young general manager, or well, not young, but inexperienced general manager, and you have pretty much a new team out there. We've had a lot of injuries. We're basically playing with mostly, backups, rookies, practice squad guys. That could kill just about almost any team, really. Um, and so we'll get better. I really believe we will. This has been a bad luck year. It's been a very, very bad luck year. But I'm really confident that we'll get better. And talking to the 49er fans here, I'm confident we'll get better. You know, some rebuilds are faster than others. But I think we'll get there eventually. Um, but we'll see what happens. I think in the off season it's going to be very important. And so we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, it was a great game today, and I'm happy for our team. We got that monkey off our back. We got that thorn in our side out, and that means a lot. It really, really means a lot. And I'm not, I know that in my, I'm not a trash talker or anything like that, but you got to understand that there's a rival. There is a, we're divisional foes. So anyways, that's my video. That's all I want to talk about. Until next week, because next week's going to be next week's going to be a tough game. The Bears, yeah, they're going to be tough. Interestingly, I do have people in my family that are Bear fans too. My nephew's a Bears fan. My other sister, no, she's a Seahawks fan. But my nephew is a Bears fan, and her and his sisters and brothers like the Bears too. So, but anyway, and also my stepfather's a Bears fan too. So yeah, it's going to be kind of a difficult week. But anyways, everybody take care, and we'll maybe in the coming days we'll do a video and talk about that Bears game. So that's all I want to say, and 49er fans, Enjoy. It was a long time coming.